Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. One of the biggest aviation mysteries in the world is the disappearance of Malaysian Airlines Flight 370. Despite extensive financial resources allocated towards investigating the incident, the whereabouts of the airplane remain elusive, leaving authorities unable to ascertain its ultimate fate. However, following a span of 8 years, an individual by the name of Richard Godfrey has put out a contention asserting that he has successfully resolved the enigma. But what is the exact incident? What kind of studies were done? What ideas do people have? In this video, we will talk about all of these things. Welcome to a new video of Thinkverse. On March 8, 2014 at 12:42 a.m., a Malaysia Airlines Boeing 777-200ER departed from Kuala Lumpur, headed for Beijing. The aircraft ascended to its designated cruising altitude of 35,000 feet on a serene and starry night. Farid Hamid, the plane's first officer, was a 27-year-old rookie who needed just one more trip to get his license. Zahari Ahmad Shah, the captain at the controls, was one of the most experienced and well-respected pilots in Malaysia Airlines fleet. They piloted a plane with 227 passengers and a crew of 10 Malaysian flight attendants. So what actually happened? The flight's first 40 minutes were normal. At 1:19 a.m., MH370 was getting close to the boundaries of airspace over Malaysia. The flight was handed off to Ho Chi Minh City Air Traffic Control by Malaysian Air Traffic Control via radio. In response, Zahari said, "Good night, Malaysian 370. He didn't repeat the frequency, but it was nothing out of the ordinary. Everything sounds normal to this point. After that, no one ever heard anything further from the flight. The aircraft was ultimately detected by radar systems operated by the Malaysian and Thai military, revealing a change in its flight path towards the west and subsequently northward, leading it to the Andaman Sea. The Inmarsat satellite, positioned in geostationary orbit over the Indian Ocean, received regular signals from Flight 370 on an hourly basis, with the final detection occurring at 8:11 a.m., approximately 1 hour after the anticipated arrival time. Malaysia Airlines issued a statement declaring the aircraft's disappearance. The search operation for the flight begins from the South China Sea. That morning, search efforts for this jet involved 34 ships and 28 aircraft from 7 countries. However, the plane had vanished without a trace. Transponder data showed that the plane made a sharp turn to the west immediately after takeoff. Thus, the search was refocused on the Andaman Sea and the Strait of Malacca. The Inmarsat deal came out a week after the disappearance. Although the signal analysis failed to pinpoint the plane's specific location, it did indicate that it may have been anywhere along 2 arcs, one extending from Java to the south into the Indian Ocean southwest of Australia, and the other spanning Asia from Vietnam to Turkmenistan to the north. Then the northern arc of the Indian subcontinent, as well as Southeast Asia, Western China, and Central Asia were included in the search region. On March 24th, the Malaysian Prime Minister Najib Razak made an official announcement on the analysis of the final signals. The study, conducted by Inmarsat and UK Air Accidents Investigation Branch, AAIB, led to the conclusion that the airplane had crashed in a distant area of the Indian Ocean, approximately 2,500 kilometers southwest of Australia. Hence, the likelihood of passenger survival is quite improbable. The initial fragment of debris was discovered on July 29, 2015. Within the next 18-month period, A total of 26 fragments of debris were discovered around the coastlines of Tanzania, South Africa, Madagascar, Mozambique, and Mauritius. Only 3 of the 27 fragments were positively attributed to Flight 370, with the remaining 17 parts being considered potential matches. The hunt for Airbus 370 was terminated by the Australian, Malaysian, and Chinese governments in January 2017. Subsequently, a US-based company was granted authorization by the Malaysian government to extend its exploration activities until May 2017. Subsequently, in July 2018, the Malaysian government released its conclusive findings about the vanishing of the aircraft 370. The analysis concluded that a technical fault of the aircraft was extremely unlikely, but the cause of the disappearance remained unknown. Also, in the year 2017, an individual by the name of Tadley, who was engaged in fishing activities in Madagascar, made a significant finding. Specifically, Tadley came across the landing gear of the Malaysian Airlines flight MH370, which had been deposited on the shoreline as a consequence of a tropical storm. The fisherman, lacking awareness of the significance of the wreckage, retained the equipment in his possession for a period of 5 years until its discovery by a researcher in the year 2022. According to the opinions of specialists, this discovery holds significant importance as it indicates that the pilots deliberately caused the destruction of the aircraft, endangering the lives of 239 people. Richard Godfrey, a British engineer, and Blaine Gibson, an American wreckage finder, proposed this theory after analyzing the aircraft's components. According to this update, one of the plane's 2 engines blew apart, causing 4 almost parallel gashes in the door. Mr. Godfrey and Mr. Gibson also wrote a report in support of the case, saying that the high-speed dive and the extended landing gear are clear signs that the crash was meant to be covered up right after it happened. It was also said that the pilots knew that the landing gear would break into several pieces if they had to make an emergency landing in the ocean. Because of this, the people on the plane have very little time to get out before it crashes completely. What is your verdict on the fate of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, MH370? What strategies do you propose for preventing its reoccurrence? Do let us know in the comments section. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content like this.